Yo, what is up guys, I'm here hitting you up with a new video, and as promised I'm following up with the Battlefield of Time guide today. Thank you guys for the love and support on the recent videos. It blows my mind on how many people actually joined this channel. In the last couple of days our numbers went up by a lot, and we are actually about to hit 2,000 subscribers on this channel. So feel free, if you didn't subscribe already, subscribe to this channel. Would mean a lot to me, hitting that number, hitting that milestone. And I'm also trying to give you guys the best content possible. I really try to up my game. If you're following me for quite some time now, you know how different the recent videos were when it comes to sound quality, editing, type of things, because I really try to improve things here and there and make these videos as enjoyable as possible for you guys and also for me as self, because I do want to improve. So let's talk about the build here real quick. There are good news and there are bad news. So overall, the good news is the build itself is very generous and simple. The bad news is it requires you to have an A5 ammo. If you do not have an A5 ammo, it's not the end of the world, but you will not be able to compete for the fastest time possible. Just to let you know, A5 ammo is required to compete at the very top, like top 5 spot, somewhere around that, or even top 3. It is not a necessity to get a fast time, but if you're aiming for top 3, A5 is what you need. For the build, you want to run 2 maxed out swords for Emma and Jinho, and whatever for Min. If you have the purple version of this weapon, the SR version, go use that one. I didn't use it personally because I was so stupid that I salvaged them all, so I only have a 0 version of the weapon that doesn't do anything for me. That's why I'm going with the blue versions of this weapon. Also, if you're asking why would you want to use these R weapons instead of, let's say, Emma's exclusive weapon, watch this video I posted a couple of days ago. I will go in depth there about why you want to use these weapons in general. For the build, you're going to use a full breaker set on Emma with the very distant set to reduce the cooldowns, and for the break stuff, Jinho doesn't really need a break build, so you can get away with just using Palisade to give Emma more extra damage. The offset does not matter at all for Jinho. You can go with whatever. I was lazy, so I let La Aqua in. You can also just put in very distant. You can also just put in a 4-piece greed set or behemoth or whatever you like to use, but it really doesn't do that much. Min, you want to use a full blessing set. And what is important here when it comes to the Shadow Army, you want to have Tusk as your leader because he buffs the core attack of Emma, which is her important skill for speedrunning the Battlefield of Time. So just to let you know in advance, for this specific speedrun method, all skills of Emma are at level 7 right now. There's nothing at above level 7, just level 7 is good enough. The higher you can get her ult and her core, stuff like that, obviously the better it is, but we only have that many mana power extracts, right? So when it comes to this build, you wanna dash in twice with Emma for the strat, and around this area here, like you have a little bit of wiggle room around this area here. There's a margin of error. This is where you can use Emma's burn up skill to hit every single minion. Once this happens, because she is also destroying the crystal, you will hard swap to Min and go back with him a little bit. And around here you wanna cast the Conviction of Light on the ground. And the first RNG part for this build is this little stupid guy over here, because he sometimes decides to not go in but just runs away or some stupid shit like that. But he usually comes in, but sometimes he just doesn't. And then you will walk around the circle, move straight. It isn't fixed in a specific position. That's why you want to cast it a little bit in the back to make sure that once all these minions die here, the mobs die, that as soon as the boss here drops, that he gets hit by the punishment debuff as well. And that is where you switch to Emma. You can also swap beforehand to Emma. You don't have to wait for last second. After you use the Conviction of Light, you can switch to Emma immediately when she is available. But as soon as he drops, you are going to use Emma's core attack, or even slightly earlier to just save a couple of seconds. And if you did it correctly, you will, and if you get a crit as well, you will one-shot the mini boss. And now we are at Baruka. Now when it comes to Baraka, he has like 2 or 3 attacks he's going to use. The one attack is his spinning blades around him. That is perfect. The second one is he's dropping a meteor. This is okay. But then there's a third one where he's doing like a dash attack. When he does the dash attack, you have to restart the entire run. This is where the RNG comes in for the Baruka run, because as soon as he does the dash attack, you can just restart the whole thing because it destroys the whole strat. So best thing is when he's doing the circle blades around. So as soon as you enter Baruka, what you're going to do is you dash in with Emma once, and you're going to use the burn up skill. After you use the burn up skill, it activated, you will QTE Jinho in. And also cast the Shadow Army immediately. Then you're starting off with his skill 2 with Jinho, followed up by his skill 1, and then you can swap to Min. It really doesn't matter too much if you use the QTE skill to put in Min or you hard swap him in, because at the end of the day, as soon as you switch, you have a cooldown anyways. Once you did that, you're going to use the Conviction of Light to debuff him with the punishment and hard swap back to Emma. As you can see, Emma is right here in the middle, and you start off with, I forgot the name of this, with a skill 2. You're going to use your skill 2, which eats up from Baruka's break bar. And then you're going to use the core attack to break him even more. And that is usually enough to break him right there. So what happens? He's broken, and now because we have an A5 Emma, her skill 2 also reset it. So what we can do here is we can use her skill 2 again. What we're going to do, and we're going to also use the burn up skill, because this one will trigger the core attack and the availability of her core attack again. And now we have 12 stacks for her, which is good because of her ultimate skill. And after that, we are going to use her ult. Now, if you have advanced skills, if you have them at level 10 already, this here could be already enough for you to kill off Baruka and save even more time. But I have the stuff at level 7 and I only have the R weapon and not the SR weapon. So this is not enough for me to kill. And here is where all the damage comes in. Obviously, the more the crit, the higher the damage. And he's now around 17 bars. Now the only thing which is available is now the core attack. We're going to follow up with the core attack. And if you are a little bit lucky and get your crits off, this is now enough to kill him. And we got a final time of 42.7 seconds. There's a little bit of freestyling depending on how you want to use these skills and what kind of order, but that sums up the entire run in total. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thanks guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and comment down below. I really appreciate it, and see you with the next one. Deuces.